Right, ladies and gentlemen, time for your week 2 video for the 17th year of the Fantasy League. Todd was a no-show, so I had to do this game day Sunday. Um, to start, how bad could it go? Uh, I think I would say I had the roughest loss week 1. I lost by 15. I picked up Salvin Ahmed instead of Josh Kelly. I just said, I don't know which running back to start. I'm in such dire straits. I'm just going to play the one who's projected for the most. Uh, A-Chain was scratched. Mostert is Mostert. So I decided, you know what? I'll go with Ahmed. He got me a touchdown 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, he ended with 1.1. But I got so many points from Dallas D after drubbing of my Giants 40 nothing. I was at least got 33 points from Dallas. Like maybe I'll win. Down 14 heading into Sunday night, a Monday night. And I know all you Jets fans are going to say I'm insensitive, that it affected you guys more. But did it? I mean, you guys weren't going to win the Super Bowl anyway. It's your team's quarterback. After seeing the Giants lose 40 nothing, I'm having a bad day as it is. I got a 0. I got a 1 out of my only choice. So, I mean, most likely the only team I have that's going to compete for a championship is my fantasy team, just like the Jets. You guys, the fans. And my quarterback goes down without even throwing a pass. I'm down 14. Bloomstone's texting me all day how I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I tell him I don't think so. It's going to be a defensive struggle. And not only did I lose, I just didn't gain a point. So the second highest player I played for out for the year. And I probably could have flipped Rodgers and Pickett before week 1 for a guy like Herbert, like Joe Burrow, because they only had one quarterback. Instead, I got nothing. And he's doing some aggressive treatment, so he could be back for the playoffs. So you got that too. You guys make the playoffs, you might have Rodgers for that. I think though for the Jets franchise, it had more of a negative effect than it did for the he ran a what? Click clack franchise. So I will give you guys that. Um, Coincidence? Last year, week 2, my second quarterback who I spent $35 for, Trey Lance, broken leg out for the year. $35 I spent on Rodgers this year out for the year. Um, Trevor Lawrence, 47. That's what I spent on Russell Wilson last year. So I'm destined. I'm destined for the dirt. This team. I mean, if I had Rodgers, I thought I was gonna win Herbert, but I'm like, hey, I got a guy who's gonna score just as many points. He's just old for $15 less. I mastered it. Everyone's making fun of me. My draft was fine. You guys are making fun of me. Soon I'm gonna have Kamara. I'm gonna have them hosses. So watch out. 2 deals down in the books. Made one with Geo today. Um, uh, Picked up Damian Pierce. So anyway, let's look at last week's scores and see who else had some a rough luck go of it. Week 1, uh, Mitchell versus Olive Garden. I know it's Olave, but I call it Olive Garden. Um, I would say the bad break there was the 2 points from Dolphins D against the Chargers. That's the difference. I mean, Mitch played a running back who didn't play, who got 0 with a 17-5 and a 24-4 on the bench. So it should have been this close to begin with. A-Chain over Algier was the mistake. Roshan Johnson wasn't. And now he's got Gus Bus. He's going from no running backs to having a ton. And Lamar at 5. You got to beat him if he scores Lamar at 5. Cakewalk of the week was um, Will, who would have lost to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other teams. So the 6th highest score with a win. That's probably the best luck. Nikhil with 51. I was just a pancake chug. So uh, next week we're going to have to get a video of Nikhil pancake chugging someone else. Highest score of the week was Team Bennett at 128. You would think so. Add 6 players, 7 pass catchers per team. Say they catch 5 balls a week, 35 points. You would think, so you added 35 points a week if everyone got 5 catches on your team. So 30 points more we should score a week. And that's not even a high score normally. That's a regular score. So interesting enough, maybe we got a lot of balance here. Or people, offenses are slow week 1 because no one plays preseason anymore. But he got the high score. Biggest surprise loss was Todd, who looked good. Fields laid a dud. McKinnon likely all duds. DJ Moore dud. And he still looked like he was going to win. But Tyreek Hill dropped to 46. Like, he had a 1.3 from the running back and a 0. That same running back had a 1.3 has a 30 already this week. So now let's go on to week 2. Go to my projections. Scoreboard. matchup one. Buy low, sell high versus one suck, one fuck. Um, this one started off with a bang. Addison had 16. What's his name? Jefferson had 25, and we're off and running. I think uh, I got Todd sneaking this one out. I think Jordan Love at Atlanta should start putting up some points, although he's right now 0. It's about 130, 120. Josh Jacobs with a big day. And that Giants D and Saquon just going off. I think we're going to be a very physical day. We can't lose this game coming up a 40-0 drubbing. I don't think we will. I like Javonte and I like both running backs, Brian Robinson. I don't like Ayuk this week. I love Debo. Unfortunately, he's no longer a member of my squad. I don't know. Jarvis is projected to lose by 3. It's 151 to 148. I like what's his name? I like Justin Fields, and I like DJ Moore, and Jefferson obviously already with 25. So I like Todd. This is Mitchell versus Zach as a baby back bitch. I am never gonna take Team Zach's a baby back bitch unless he plays me because I have bad luck. Eckler's out, so he's got Kelly, decent backup, but still not as talented. He's still starting Lockett and Judy. He has Samaje Perine on his bench, who he could have had a starting wide receiver for. I offered him Perine or Sutton or Mike Williams for him. Don't understand it when you have Dalvin Cook and A.J. Dillon as well. You don't really need Perine. And you're starting McLaurin, Lockett, Judy. It's the worst wide receiver trio in the league, so I would think wide receivers would help. And then we go to Mitch, who's the best wide receiver trio in the league. Mitch had a solid start with 25 from Hawkinson. That's a huge day for a tight end. I like Herbert this week. Tennessee's a great defense. He's starting Justice Hill. I don't love that. I probably would have started Gus Edwards over Justice Hill, but he didn't know which one to have. He has both. I think going forward he'll play Gus Edwards. All of a sudden he goes from having one running back and no flex to having Algier for $1. Did he pay $1 for Algier? Got Algier for $1 who had 1,000 yards last year. It didn't make sense. I already was out. I picked all my players, picked 104. Rashawn Johnson, A-Chain. He could have a running back there. I think Foreman takes it eventually in Chicago. I think Lamar is going to do something today, I'd hope. And Garrett Wilson and Amon Ra. So, I like that team. Team Bennett versus Olive Garden. Anthony Richardson already has 17 points and Hurts at 25. Ultimate Vulture. Hurts terrible game with 25 points. That's why he's so good in fantasy. But Olive Garden got 23 out of Devontae Smith. It kind of canceled it out. We need a big Engram, Rashad White, and Madison kind of dudded. Richardson already has 17 points. Richardson, I was bidding against him on him. He might have been the biggest mistake of fantasy this year, not getting him. It might just be Cam Newton 2.0. I got scared. A lot of people liked him. I liked him as a QB2. I think this might end up being the pick of the draft right here. He's already got 2 rushing touchdowns and 35 yards. We are, for $26, we are 10 minutes into the game and he's at 17 points. So based off that, I like the Olive Garden. I don't like Pittman or Zay Flowers or Sky Moore. I mean, that's actually just as bad a wide receiver court as what's his name? As Bloomstone. It might be worse, but at least he has Pittman. And I like Zay Flowers. I think he's as good as those guys. But starting Sky Moore is just scary. And Marvin Mims, he probably should try to waiver like Naku or one of the guys who got picked up, basically. Surprisingly, not starting Mike Williams. I guess it makes sense, though, because you probably don't start him over Debo or Olave. I got a nail-biter where Ross wins 2-0. The team we made fun of the most might have the highest scoring team after 2 weeks. Dad Bods versus Metcalf. I mean, it's hard to overcome 30 from Cousins. They're playing Colts D, who has 8 points. I question that, but we'll see how it works out. And 7 and 6.9 from AJ. Adams has a touchdown already. This is projected at 151 to 128. It's going to be a lot closer. Will's team is all names and all projections. I don't know if it's that good. Cousins getting 30 helps, but Pitts, Cook, Hopkins, and Derrick Henry, I don't like any of those starts. And I don't know, Watson at Pittsburgh, Cleveland at Pittsburgh, I know they look a lot better, but I don't know. I see a big CeeDee Lamb to Prescott game. I don't actually. I'm lying. Danny Dimes with a big game to Darren Waller, I hope. Higbee. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a close one. I probably should have just offered for Pacheco like Cortland Sutton. Might have done that deal. I could have kept Debo. I got will by about 5. Yankees not playoffs. First, nobody beats the Riz. I mean, I hope Joe Burrow does something today. If not, that's scary. Tony has 7 points. What the hell? How would you play Tony after watching last week where he dropped every ball? But he's 3 for 3 today with 41 yards, so clearly they're feeding him. Risky move, but I guess Bateman, Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds already has 12 points, so I guess that was the play. 2 for 42 and a touchdown. It's a guy I always had last year. He was added from free agency. Maybe I should have had him. He's one of my guys. He never scored a touchdown for me, though. Swift starting with 27 makes me think Yankees equal not playoffs wins. And I still think that. Goff, I think a big day from Tyreek again. Maybe Gabe Davis catches a ball. I don't love Baker Mayfield at Chicago. I just don't love Baker Mayfield. Puka Nakua, that was a $50 ad, I think. So that was crazy to me. 50 for him and 55 for Zach Wilson. So pretty much they can't get anyone else on waivers the rest of the year. But if Nakua, I'd rather have Nakua than Zach Wilson because he looked like a legit receiver. All right, now me versus click clack. He ran a what? It's a reference to an old Steve Spurrier commercial. I was expecting a shootout. It's 0-0 Jacksonville, Kansas City. So that's kind of, our whole matchup's kind of based on that. I have Ridley and Lawrence. He has Kelsey and Mahomes. As that matchup goes, if I can be even there, I think I got a good shot to win. I like Kenneth Walker at Detroit. I like Zach Moss at Houston. And I love Dameon Pierce at Indianapolis. It's right now 14-0, and they've combined 1.1 points. So not what I was expecting. I was expecting a low-scoring game. At this point, I'm wishing that I did not trade for Dameon Pierce because Cortland Sutton's starting instead of Deebo Samuel, who's going to put up 30 today. I like Mack at Miami, and I like Elijah Moore Monday night. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how Chase goes. I got Nikhil winning by a little bit. I'm projected to win by 13. I just think Mahomes, Kelsey blow up. I don't like what I'm seeing out of Trevor Lawrence so far, and yeah. I can just see myself going over 2 and Deebo having a 30-point week and me losing. Unfortunately, like my bitterness and upsetness, my anger towards the Rodgers injury is kind of quelled by my elation that the Jets are not going to win the Super Bowl. I know that's mean, but I'm like a scorned lover in New York, and I need my team to win. I can't deal with listening to someone talk about the Jets win all the time. The only Jets fan I would be happy for is Brad, maybe Todd. I would definitely be happy for you guys, but I would have nothing on you guys forever. And I like being in the advantageous position of everything. So, what does that mean? That means that my fantasy team sucks because instead of having 2 stud quarterbacks, I'm back to relying on Kenny Pickett, who I traded Deontay Johnson for last year just out of the hopes of having a second quarterback because no one would give one to me or trade me one. And I drafted 4 this year, and I traded a quarterback, a wide receiver, two wide receivers who are now starting against me this week for T. Higgins, who had a solid 0 last week. So he gets me a 0. I lose by 14. I picked the wrong running back. That was a 13-point difference. And Rodgers gets 0. It was an unlosable situation. I grabbed defeat from the jaws of victory, and I think I just hate fantasy. Just never works out well. I have so much fun. I get obsessed, and then I just lose. And I just sit there thinking, what could I have done differently? And the answer is nothing. I have no impact on what they do. Rodgers tears his, like, I saw the chance Rodgers get hurt. That's why I had 4 quarterbacks. The Jets line's terrible. 4 plays in, fucking joke. It's a joke. And all the Jets fans, I get it. You're probably more upset than me. But I'm also upset. It wasn't like you guys are upset. Oh, I feel bad. I also got screwed. Fuck it, man. And Gio, thanks for the deal. I gave Deebo Samuel for Dameon Pierce, scrub. 30 points, 30 yards a week guy. Darren Waller, dead offense. And George Pickens, jump ball bitch. Mike Williams is better. All right. Enjoy your Sunday, guys. I can't believe my second quarterback got hurt week 1 again, 2 years in a row. Like, I'm looking at last place, and I don't want to lose the bet because people won't be nice to me.